Oh, that is certain. Now, let's move on to a Politics Nation favorite, the Alfred C. Sharpton Blueberry Pie Achievement Award. Every year we look around and ask, who has the most blueberry pie on their face? This year, I nominate the state of Texas for its many contributions to our national political dysfunctions, including one of the most draconian voter suppression bills in the country, an abortion ban with a bounty system, and a refusal to expand Medicaid or fix their crumbling electric grid. And if I may have any pie left over, I'll send it along to Ron DeSantis in Florida. And maybe one extra slice should go to Congressmember Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz. Eamon, how about you? Who else you get a slice?
It's got to go to Kevin McCarthy for me, because this is a guy who's watching all of this play out, but he is singularly focused on power. Everyone has told him the Republicans are going to win next year, and he has tuned out any sense of moral righteousness because all he cares about is becoming Speaker of the House. So if Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to stand up there and say something that's crazy, she can do it. If Lauren Boebert wants to stand up there and lie and say things that are crazy, she can do it. If people in his own caucus want to stand up there and say the election was stolen, he's not going to stand in their way, because at the end of the day, he wants everyone to think that next year, if the Republicans manage to win, whether it's through redistricting and gerrymandering or whatever, he wants to be Speaker of the House. He'll make that deal with anybody.
Even though he was the one on the phone screaming,
call off the insurrection.
6th, telling
exactly
Donald Trump to call off the insurrection, and now he's reversed himself.
Exactly.
It's one thing when you reverse everybody else, you want to be Speaker. It's he contradicts himself.
And then he went down to Mar-a-Lago and kissed the ring. Yeah. After January 6th, first thing he does, he goes.
That is a guy that should have blueberry pie on his face. Zelina,
there's not enough blueberry pie in the world for him.
Zelina, who should I be giving some slices to?
So I think the main blueberry pie is anybody that put forward these COVID vaccine conspiracy theories or suggested that you shouldn't get the vaccine, but that you should bathe your child in a Boo dirt bath or take ivermectin for your COVID. And I think that, unfortunately, a lot of those people are dealing with the real and serious consequences of those choices. But I also laugh, because if you want to take ivermectin, go ahead. But it's not going to help you with your COVID-19. The extra slice, though, is related to yours, Rev, and that goes to Governor Greg Abbott, who promised to find all of the rapists on the streets of Texas. And I'd just like to check in and see if he was able to find all of those rapists who are out on the streets somewhere, so that it could justify his position on no exceptions for rape and incest in their abortion law. That is blatantly unconstitutional, by the way.
Elise?
You know, I'd have to give a piece of pie to Andrew Cuomo. He really had a terrible year, and just why did he have to extend our pain and suffering for so long? You know, he also deserves a slice of pie for that horrible book that he spent so much time working on the taxpayer's dime. So that can, you know, also be one of the worst books of the year about how he solved the pandemic. Yeah, so good riddance, I think, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Any more ideas, Eamon?
Tucker Carlson, maybe for trying to suggest that the January 6th insurrection was a false flag operation, promoting white supremacy, nationalism.
You talking about his book or him in general?
I think
what was interesting about
his empire of it.
What was interesting about his book, his first chapter in the book was he printed an old story he had written in Esquire about going with me to Africa. And you know, it was a satire kind of a story, but I don't think a lot of his viewers ever thought that he actually would travel and write. Some stuff in there was complimentary, some, of course, was tongue-in-cheek, but I thought it was very interesting. But I called my agent. I don't get any
of his royalties
for being mentioned in his book.
No, for me, if you got to look at what he's done this year and advancing the white nationalism agenda in this country, I think it's dangerous.
Oh no, there's no joking about what Carlson has done.
Yeah.
Okay, stay with us. We still have plenty to cover, but now let's take a quick moment to admire my sweatband game. I mean, yes, even the madness of 2021 didn't stop me from getting my daily pre-dawn workouts. Remember, get your body right to get your mind right.
The 11th annual Revvie Awards will be right back.